Now is the fabulous Taylei Williams of BYU Softball, left fielder, power hitter extraordinaire, just overall great human being.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey, what's more difficult, a live TV interview thus far or hitting a drop ball from your teammate Autumn Moffett-Cole?
I mean, hitting a drop ball off Autumn is tough, but I would way rather do that than be sitting right here.
We'll set you up for success. All right. You're from Mona, Utah, correct? Are you the best athlete to come out of Mona, Utah?
You know, probably.
Yes. The answer is yes, Taylei.
A lot of athletes from Mona, so that go D1 anyways. So
you were a JUAB Wasp, correct?
Uh-huh.
You hit a ridiculous number of home runs at JUAB High School. Okay, and you've got a teammate in Hunter Ava that hit a bunch of home runs at West. Is there some type of rivalry between you two about who was the best home run hitter in high school?
No. I didn't even know that, I had the record and then she broke through. I didn't even know that until just barely. So we haven't even talked about it or anything. But Tia has way good power, so I'm not surprised she hit tons of home runs in high school.
You're okay that she upset that record.
Yeah, that's right? Okay, I guess.
Right. What was the magic with the 12-0 win over Southern Utah last night?
Yeah, I think we just came out and we just took it right to them. We were not going to, give them anything. And everyone was hitting the ball really well, so that always helps when you can stack up a lot of hits against a team like that. So, yeah.
Okay, it's one thing to win one game 12-0, but you didn't give up a run to Southern Utah in 3 games. You've outscored them 27-0 this season. How does a team pull that off in a game that's very, very finicky and ball can take some weird hops? How does that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely think that Southern Utah is not having their best year, so that's tough for them. I know that they're missing their starter pitcher, so that's always hard. But I mean, pitchers do their job, hitters do their job, and then you can just get the job done.
Now, didn't you have a little stint at Southern Utah, Taylei?
Yes, I was there for a year.
1 year.
Yep, my freshman year.
Okay.
When did you see the light?
I always wanted to come to BYU, and I mean, I didn't get here immediately off the start, but I was glad I was able to get here at some point.
Do I need to bring this issue up with Gordon Eakin?
No, it's okay.
It doesn't matter how you get here, as long as you get here,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Kristen, you can relate to that, right?
I was at Boise State for 1 year, and then I transferred in, same situation. Right?
Uh-huh.
You saw the light. They saw the light, more importantly. Right?
We're making friendships on BYU Sports Nation. We're building on common ground here. Taylei Williams of BYU Softball is with us. Santa Clara tomorrow. This is not a position that BYU Softball as a team has been in very often, where you're second place in conference at this juncture of the season.
Yeah.
In fact, you've known nothing but championships since the team joined the WCC. So what are the emotions like as you try and win the remainder of the games, and now you're kind of scoreboard watching to see what happens with LMU?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more pressure to it. We need to win the rest of our games, and we are in control of that. I mean, as much as you can be. Softball's a game of, bad hops and whatever, but we can't necessarily control if LMU drops 2 games or not, so we just need to make sure we're doing our job getting the rest of the wins, the next 9 games that we have in conference, and if the conference championship doesn't work out, we're getting ourselves to a regional, setting ourselves up for that. So,
are you a huge San Diego fan this weekend?
San Diego fan?
They're playing LMU.
Oh, yes. I need them to win again. And they're not bad. They could take a game from them.
Sure.
We battled with them.
You just played them.
Yeah, they're not bad, so we're crossing our fingers.
Okay. Torero, Sports Nation right
there
now.
We go. What is it like to play for head coach Gordon Eakin? Give us some of the favorite moments with him.
That's a good question.
Is he tough on you guys? Is he,
Coach Eakin is very, very nice. Probably one of the nicest, most loves everyone coach. He doesn't yell a whole lot. So when he gets mad, he's serious.
It's legitimate.
He likes to joke around a little bit. I mean, I don't know if he would want me to say this, but
go for it.
When we lost to, who did we lose to?
New Mexico?
Yeah. He was throwing some furniture in the locker room.
He's intense. I love it.
Yeah, so he's very, very passionate, and he does not like to lose at all. So we're always going for wins with him.
But didn't it work?
Yeah, we came out and
the
did
rearranging
really well.
of the furniture
we
helped.
told him next time throw the bigger couch, okay? He didn't throw it.
Just not at someone, right?
Just showing us. Yeah, showing us who's boss.
I love that. Taylei Williams on BYU Sports Nation. Let's. We were asking Josh Cowden in BYU baseball earlier about some of his teammates, so let's go with some superlatives here. Okay, who's the goofiest player in the dugout right now?
The goofiest player in the dugout. Oh, I feel like probably Emma.
Okay.
Emma, freshman. She's a catcher. She's goofy, but she's a ton of fun.
Hey, she had a hit recently, and didn't you reward her with something?
Well, not me, BYU, of course.
Okay.
But we were just, we went and got ice cream together, and we did a little Instagram
Get a hit, grab some ice
story.
cream.
Yep. She's gotten a couple hits. She's doing really good.
Emma Andrzejewski.
Yep.
Okay.
Spencer's referred to you as the Queen of Diamonds when you get a hit. What I've heard, right? Have you heard that? You're the Queen of Diamonds? Okay, so are you the team manicurist, the team pedicurist?
Yes,
these
I
nails.
am.
You love to do nails.
I am. I do love to do nails. I actually, since school's been out, when we went to San Diego this weekend and then SUU and Dixie, I brought my nail stuff on the road, and I did a couple toes and a couple nails, and love to do that.
Can we see the nails currently?
Come up.
Do you? Okay, you do your own, or do you have somebody else do those?
Usually, these ones I didn't do on my own, but I should have had my last ones on. I had some awesome Nike ones that I did.
Oh, very cool.
All decked out Nike, and I'm going BYU on this week when I do them again. So you just miss,
Have you ever broken one playing? It really hurts.
It does really hurt. I have only done it one time. The stuff that I use is like pretty hard, and so you don't break them very often.
Spencer, would you do Spencer's nails?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I mean, they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
She's looking. She's like,
Like, wait, let's see. How do mine look right now? Okay, yeah, I could use one.
No.
Taylei is assessing fingernails now.
I am always looking. I do notice if the girls have a chip or one's gone.
Let me fix
missing.
that for you.
Yeah, I notice all the time.
You're a fantastic teammate.
Love it.
You know that? What's the scouting report on Santa Clara? Because on paper, their RPI 220. You are 44 last I checked. BYU is supposed to win these games, but, it's softball. Anything can happen. So what's the scouting report on handling Santa Clara?
Yeah, they haven't given us one yet, so I don't know exactly. I mean, I haven't heard that they have a super strong pitcher. They should be like a subpar team. Like, we should definitely take it to these guys, but I don't know if they have a especially good pitcher or especially good hitting team. I'm not really sure, actually, but definitely a team that we should beat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you focus on that a bunch? Like when you're preparing for a team, like let's say that it's Oregon or Arizona State. Like, do you focus on them more, or is it still kind of just like, nah, I'm just going to do what I can do? Like,
yeah, we definitely like try to prepare for pitchers pretty well, and like the coaches are more in charge of like defense wise if like a team bunts or like Eakin's moving us in the outfield or the infield according to where like they're more likely to hit it and stuff. But it's hard because just because they were throwing that way against one team doesn't mean they're necessarily going to throw the same way to you or to you as a specific hitter, because everyone has different weaknesses. So I take it and I try and let it help me, but I also just have to have my own plan and what I'm going to do.
As you evaluate yourself, sometimes that's hard to do, evaluating yourself, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel like your strengths are, and what are your personal goals to finish out the season?
Yeah. Definitely personal goals, just like have a good, solid finish. I want to, as a 2 spot, I bunt a lot, and I want to get all my bunts down, help the team move runners. And, I'm not always up there just to be getting a hit. Like, I need to get bunts down, and I just need to do my job, move runners. So I just want to make sure that I finish strong that way, and definitely would love to hit another home run or two.
Yeah.
That would be fun. But those don't come easy. So strengths as a player.
You're fast, right?
Yeah, I can run bases really well,
Sure.
I feel like. So, yeah, I think that I am a good base runner. I can see when people step out of the circle. We can advance if someone steps out of the circle. So I'll do that on a fly if I ever see it. The coaches help me out with that, though, too. They like prep the umpires for me.
Oh, yeah.
If I get on base and the girl looks like they're doing it, they tell the umpire, hey, is this girl like stepping out? Like, what's the rule on that? And so then I can get to second. Super easy. But, yeah, other than that, I just feel like I'm trying to make sure I let things slide off. You have a bad at bat, and you just have to come up to the next one and be like, I don't even remember what happened in my first one.
Short-term.
So, yep.
All right,
short-term memory.
Taylei, we're going to do our part. You have graced us with your presence, so we're going to give you some BYU Sports Nation karma. Okay?
Okay.
The deal
Good
is,
luck.
you come on the show, you play better. It's just how it works.
Perfect. I
It's a
love
scientific fact.
that. Perfect.
Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
You're
thank you for
awesome.
having me.
Best